Speak the same language to supersize and grow your business. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. This is a little German-English dictionary, and this is the 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. Our idiom today is to speak the same language. And what it means and where it comes from, it's an ancient idiom, right? To speak the same language, to be able to understand someone else because they speak in a dialect or use words and phrases and terminology that you can understand, has been around since language itself. It literally came from the formation of language. So when the cavemen started to grunt at one another to express their knowledge, language, experiences, perspective, the way they thought about things, their emotions, their thoughts, and their feelings, that was the beginning of understanding one another and the importance of speaking the same language so that we can understand. If 2 or more people speak the same language, it means that they have a clear understanding of what one another, or a clearer understanding, and communicate more effectively with each other than people that don't speak the same language. For example, German. If I'm in Germany and I don't speak any German, or France, or any other country geographically that speaks a different language, and all I can speak is English, I'm only going to understand a fraction of what people are trying to communicate. Versus if I spoke fluent German, which I happen to speak German, no other language, German and English. Great combination, interesting combination. I will struggle more in other countries because I don't speak Chinese. I don't speak, a lot of different languages. So why is this important, and how does this help us to grow and build and supersize our business? A couple of things came to mind when I thought about this. I thought about how in relationships, since we're just coming off relationships in the Get Your Goals Annual Challenge, and we're switching gears this month for a month-long focus on communication skills. It's got me thinking of a lot of things in terms of relationships and why sometimes we clank with people instead of clicking with them. And it's because we approach language, or what we think something means something different to us than it does to them. It's why I like talking about idioms every single day, looking into them and understanding what I think that it meant, and then I get surprised when I realize that it doesn't mean what I thought it meant at all. And that is a light bulb for me, because it reminds me that what I think isn't always right, and what other people think isn't always correct or right. And so it helps me to be more open-minded. But this idiom reminds me to realize that we come from different backgrounds, we come from different experiences, and so when I say something, the other person isn't going to necessarily understand it or hear it the way I intend. So we have to be willing and open to clarify and discuss further the things that we mean. If we speak the same language, it's a whole lot easier than if we don't even speak the same language, the same tongue. We have to find common ground in order to have a meeting of the minds, right? Sounds like contracts. The one language I will contend that we'd better get very fluent at speaking if we want to supersize our business is the language of our customers. We need to be able to communicate with our customers and speak the same language. If we don't, there's going to always be a mismatch, and we're going to struggle to grow and build and supersize our business. We always want to put ourselves in their shoes. And a lot of times, and I found the longer I am in business, the more I find that we are often, as business owners and entrepreneurs, creating businesses that solve problems that our previous self had, or our younger self had. And so it's a lot easier to put ourselves in the shoes of and speak the language of the customers that we're serving if we just remember where we were and what we were thinking and why we created the businesses and the solutions to problems that we have. Other thing, and a friend of mine reminded me of this the other day, and I hadn't thought about it for a long time, but the whole topic of what Russell Brunson coined, and I don't know if he made up the term, but he uses it very well and promotes it, the whole idea of technobabble. Technobabble being speaking in terms and using terms and phrases and terminology for describing something, your product or your service, that people that are outside of your company or organization or industry have no idea what you're talking about. Happens a lot in every industry, but especially in network marketing. If you've ever been involved in a network marketing company, new people in well, in any business or any sales, they get super duper excited. You were probably super duper excited when you first started your business, and you thought everybody on the planet needed and wanted your products or services. And then you come to realize over time that, yeah, anybody could benefit from your products and services, but there's only a small percentage of people in the population that really want, desire, and need your products and services, no matter what it is. You know, unless it's water. Everybody needs water, but they don't need a $25 bottle of water. Everybody needs food, but they don't need super expensive food. They need nutrition and foods that help their body. So language is industry specific, and we want to be careful that we're not using technological or technobabble to explain things, because people outside our industry, number one, they don't understand. Number two, usually they don't care. And number three, it's way more information than they want or need in order to decide if they want to do business with you. So always put yourself in and think in terms of your customer's perspective. So those are just a couple things I'm thinking about when it comes to communication and speaking the same language. It's interesting, and I think it's going to be a fun month, because communication is always an area that I want to personally improve. So we will do a lot of communication related idioms this month. If you've got one you'd love to know the background for, or ways you could apply it and use it in your business, just ask. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow. I'd love to know what you think and how you feel, and how speaking the same language has either served you in growing and building and supersizing your business or not. Share in the comments below, and I'll of course be with you tomorrow.